There's something you can't quite name. It's not a problem exactly, nothing specific is broken, but something feels off. Like when you walk into a room and you can feel that a conversation just ended right before you came in. You can't point to what's wrong, you just feel the residue. You feel that about your life sometimes. Something ended, or maybe something never started, and you're living in the residue. And when someone asks you, what do you want? You go blank. Not because you have no answer, because you spent so many years with the answer of being what's expected of me that you've lost track of whether there ever was a different answer underneath. In Chinese, there's a concept called Ming, or fate, destiny. I grew up hearing it as this is your path. Accept it. But somewhere in the original meaning of Ming, there's the idea of life calling out to itself. What if the thing you can't name is actually that call? I had a client, 48 years old, born here from the parents from Hong Kong. She had done everything right by every measure her family had. Career, marriage, house, kids, all of it. She came to me and said, I feel like I've been playing a character in someone else's movie for 30 years, and I can't find the script for my actual life. I said, your gut knows the first scene. The problem is you've been waiting for your head to approve it first. She looked at me like I said something in a language she'd forgotten she spoke. I'm Jerry S. Lin, the Human Systems Engineer. The head needs a plan before it moves. The gut already knows the first step. The only question is, which one do you let lead? Today, I'm going to show you why not knowing what you want isn't a vague personal problem. It's a specific mechanical gap between what your head brain and your gut brain, and the one move that can start to close it up. Here's something nobody tells you about the knowing gap. There are actually two versions. Version 1, you know what to do, you can't make yourself do it. We'll cover that one in a later video. Version 2, you can't even access what you want because your head brain has been running the show for so long that the gut brain signal has gone quiet. The head brain speaks in language plans, categories, logic, sequences before it acts. It needs to understand completely, safely. The gut brain speaks sensation, direction, pull, a quiet yes or no that doesn't explain itself. And in most high achiever, high expectation upbringings, Asians or otherwise, the gut brain learned one thing very clearly. Your wants are negotiable. Other people's expectations are not. So the gut brain went quiet, not gone quiet. And now you're asking, what do I want? And the head brain searches its categories and finds nothing approved, nothing safe, nothing that fits, and calls it, I don't know. But that's not what the gut brain answering. That's the head brain reporting the results of its own inventories. The gut brain just needs to be asked differently, and the unnamed want doesn't come as clear as a message. It comes as noticing you're watching someone do something, a kind of work, a kind of life, and something in you flickers like a recognition you're somewhere unexpected, and your body relaxes in a way it doesn't usually relax. You're doing something small and time disappears, and suddenly you realize, I was present just now, fully present. Or the negative version, you do something that's supposed to matter and you feel nothing. You check it off, the thing that was supposed to make you feel like you've arrived, and there's no arrival. You achieve something your younger self would have celebrated, and you're already scanning the next thing before this first one landed. These are all the same signal. The gut brain saying, that's not it, or this isn't closer, not a plan, not a destination, a compass reading. See, 关系, or relationships, as a survival, was once coded in the program many of us grew up with. See, 关系was the unspoken version that you needed a relationship with somebody. You needed to belong to somebody in order for you to get things done quickly, swiftly, and be accepted. And a lot of that had to do with the heart brain mixed with the gut brain, the unspoken version of you. Your belonging depends on staying legible, on being the version of yourself others can predict. But compass readings don't care about legibility. They just point. The question is whether you're willing to look at what they're pointing towards. This move is intentionally small, the smaller than you think you need. I call it the 1-degree turn. A ship that shifts off course by 1 degree arrives in a completely different continent. Not because one big decision, because of consistent small redirects. Here's the practice. Ask your gut, not your head, one question. So what is the one thing I keep quietly noticing that I want more of? Not what you should want, not what makes sense to want, not what fits your current life or your family's expectations. What do you keep noticing? Maybe it's silence. Maybe it's a certain kind of conversation. Maybe it's something you used to do before you got so serious about life. Maybe it's a feeling you once had of being fully in your own skin that you've been trying to locate ever since. Whatever answers, write it down without judgment, without a plan attached. Then one more question. What is the smallest possible physical step toward that I could do today? Not next week, not when life settles. Today. Not the whole thing. One baby step. One little tiny step in the direction the thing your head, brain doesn't get to approve this little step before you take it. Because certainty doesn't precede action. Certainty follows it. You don't need the full map. You need the first step. And your gut, the most honest, the oldest part of you, already knows what it is. So the question of the day is, what's the one thing you keep quietly noticing that you want more of, but keep overriding before you let it fully surface?